Hi everybody, Tim Dwyer back again, and as I mentioned before, I'm running for the Senate here in South Australia for Fraser Anning's Conservative National Party, and I've got some more points I'd like to make. Remember, I mentioned to you earlier about, listen to what people say, but judge them by what they do. Now we're going to apply that law again to our federal politicians, those shiny suited people. Okay, what choice do you really have? They've got a cartel going at the moment. It's a two-party preferred system. One of them's got to get in, and this is how good it's got. Liberal are now saying they will give their first preferences to Labor. Like, what the heck is going on in that big house? Something's gone horribly wrong here, people. So really, do you have a choice? Well, maybe not when it comes to that lot, but you do have a choice in the Senate. And the Senate is where they've got to get their bills through. Any law they want to pass, it's got to come through the Senate. So it's important to vote properly for the Senate. At Fraser Anning's party, we're a big believer in free speech, because without free speech, you do not have proper discussion. You cannot have proper discussion without free speech. If your thoughts and speech is stifled, you do not have a democracy. You do not, right? Now, one of the things we've got to do is we have to get out of the UN. We've got to stop giving these people money, because they dictate to us how we will live and what laws we will and will not abide by. And I'll guarantee you this, whoever is elected coming up on the 18th, you watch, as soon as all the fanfare is done, they're going to jump on a plane, they're flying to Brussels. Every elected Prime Minister does it. Why? Well, guess what? They then get told what they're going to do in Brussels. We are Australians. We are a great people. We really are a great people. Now, we originally started off as a bunch of ragtag convicts and all sorts of people. But we have built a nation. And the people who migrated here way back in the early days, they didn't come looking for a handout. They came to build a nation. And when they did, they built the Snowy River scheme, and they built the farms, and they built the Ord River scheme. They built it all. And God bless them for doing it. But as Australians, we have something going for us that no other nation has. We have a thing called a constitution. Now, many nations have got constitutions, but let me show you this. Let me just share my screen here for a moment, and I just want to bring this up. It is one of the best in the world. Why change a system which the Human Development Index, the HDI rating of 187 countries, has Australia placed at number 2 in the world after Norway, and listen to this, whose constitution is one of the great democratic documents of the modern world, says Republican Professor Greg Craven. Now think about that. It is one of the great democratic documents of the modern world. Then why did successive governments ban it? They banned it out of the schools. It's now unlawful in a lot of cases to teach this in school, because it's not part of the curriculum. Here it is here. It's not part of the curriculum. It is one of the great documents of the modern world. And let me read something to you here. This might help you a little bit understand why I'm banging on about the Constitution and free speech and everything else. In here on page 952, it says the federal parliament is a legislative body capable only of exercising enumerative powers. Its powers are determined and limited by actual grants to be found within the Constitution. Anything not granted to it is denied to it. People, you've got no idea how far out of bounds Liberal and Labor federal governments have been for decades at your expense. At your expense. Put us in the House. Vote for Fraser Anning's Conservative National Party, wherever you can find them. Put us in the House. We want out of the UN. We want free speech. We want a free Australia. We want a peaceful Australia for you, your children, your grandchildren, and the generations yet to come. And let me ask you this one question. 100 years from now, when they teach the history of this nation to your children's children's children, will anybody ever remember your name and what you did to protect it? Thanks very much. Look forward to chatting to you soon. You guys have a great day. I'm out of here.